with all these big ideas kind of like swirling around, it's hard to even breathe.
Well, I reckon that's probably the key thing about wearing a suit is you're actually, by wearing a suit, telling the world where you want to be, not where you've been.
Yeah. You're giving them what they want without what anyone wants. That's facts. That's on God. On God.
Let me tell you where the kids have gone wrong this year.
On guard.
You'll see teenagers and they're wearing a McDonald's outfit.
On
a
holiday.
KFC outfit. They're on holiday Hawaiian shirts.
On guard.
Kids need to be wearing suits. Suits show professionalism. Suits show dedication. Suits show you're a man.
Tell you a fast story, real quick.
Get that drip.
I'll tell you all a really fast story. Okay,
Real fastest story.
Real quick story I want to tell you all right now. Okay,
Whoa.
This is a quick one.
Yeah.
My son,
Ooh.
6 years old.
Man.
Birthday comes around. What do you think he wants? Spider-Man.
Okay. I was going to say Iron Man.
Yeah.
He wants Spider-Man.
Because he can do flips and shit. That shit's sick, man.
How'd you know my son can do flips?
I was just I was positing a theory, it's just one of those things you can feel out, man. It's one of those things, like The Mask with Jim Carrey. What I liked about that was that he wore a really big suit.
I'll tell you a really quick story about Jim Carrey. Me and Jim Carrey, Golden Globes, 2008.
Whoa,
it's all true.
That would have been Yes Man era.
Yes. Yes, man.
Yeah,
it was.
And that so how did that lead into your creative process?
I'll tell you a little story.
Whoa.
Me and Jim Carrey.
Whoa.
2008.
Bro, the Grinch?
We're at the Playboy Grinch mansion.
Whoa.
We're at the Grinch Playhouse.
They got the green first staircase.
Hugh Hefner didn't know that Jim Carrey was actually in character when he arrived as himself.
And that guy got chicks.
Sue me.
Bro.
You know, I'm just trying to do the tough yards while no one else is trying to bargain. Because what I've got, it's all out there.
That's hard.
On guard.
That's tenacity.
When I got my degree in tenacity, they tried telling me you can't refund this, you can't use this, you won't be able to utilize this in the business business world.
They're telling you no.
They're telling me porky pies.
And that's no.
They're telling me porky pies.
You don't eat those.
And I say to kids, what are you doing working a 9-to-5 job? Oh. What should you be doing?
Wasting their lives, man.
Get into real estate.
Yes.
Easiest thing in the world.
You
buy 40 units at 50 grand per pocket, sell them off to anybody's, your maid. It might be your maid that's living there. I own the property. I take the rent. I'm the one who then gets to, he knows what I'm talking about. He was the one who started this whole thing.
I said to Morgan when we started doing this that basically I'm in it for one thing. I want to make cash. I want to make it fast, and I'm not going to be paying anyone to be helping me make the cash.
That's it. And where do you store your cash?
Well, look, it's all about diversification. You've got to store your cash. You've got to store your cash in the bank. You've got to store your cash in multiple banks. I try and have about 5 banks on the go at once. And, that's in between the wakeboarding and the snowboarding and the skateboarding and the waterboarding. I try to keep it all sort of separated. You know what I mean?
Tell us about your day. How does your day start? How do you start your day?
Well, I think finance is at the behest of the in the eye of the behest of holders, and I've always played that true, and I've always played that straight. And Morgan's an advocate for the way that I play it.
I say it in the morning. What are we doing here? Are we going to wake up and are we going to set our sights on goals? Are we going to set our sights on the moon? We've been there, done that. We've achieved what we had to achieve.
In more than 2 ways, Morgan. In more than 2 ways.
The great land made of cheese. I mean, could you get any further from reality?
Well, we're constantly watching stocks. We are watching stocks. We have to be. But let me tell you a story. This was when we were in Beethoven. Remember when we were in Beethoven? Beethoven, Virginia.
Dog. Oh.
No, Beethoven, Virginia.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of mates up there in high finance sort of situation. And, we're out there with the skateboards and with the wakeboards. And I want to go down the hill as fast as I possibly can. And John, who's one of our mates at KRK Financing, he says, you know, we're not going to have time for this. And I said, watch this. And Morgan picks out his phone and he calls wakeboards.com.
I got onto wakeboards.com in no seconds flat.
Wow.
I got out there and I told them everything that they needed to know. We developed and built from scratch what was going to be marketed to their staff. But then but shut up. That's when they needed people to tell them, shut up. And we did. We told them. We told them flat out, if you guys keep talking like this, it's never going to go anywhere. How are you going to wakeboard while you're giving a sermon about finances? It's not going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
You have to separate.
Yeah.
You have to shut up. You have to separate what you love from what you do.
Shut up. And then think about this. Next morning, we're up on our way to Venice. So what does that tell you about our portfolio prowess, our portfolio parmigiana? You know what I mean?
With the cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're making that cheese with a bit of cheese on top.
Yes, that's a very good adage.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Remember Switzerland?
Yes, I remember Switzerland.
We
Cheese.
were invited. We were invited personally and cordially by the Dalai Lama to meet in Switzerland.
Bro,
He
that's
said,
so big.
He said, meet me in Switzerland anytime, any place.
Can I tell this bit? He says, the Dalai Lama says, meet me in Switzerland anytime, any place. Gone. The thing that I love about the attitude of the Dalai Lama is that he's very fast and brutally honest.
Oh, here he's big.
Yes.
Like one of the biggest people you
Oh,
like.
dude, the Dalai Lama's actually ripped. So
Bro.
you wouldn't think it by looking at him, and you wouldn't think it by hearing from him.
Or even seeing him at all.
No. Even when you don't see him, you wouldn't think that the Dalai Lama's actually fit as. He's
And
actually
we're up in the morning with him doing, you know, deadlifts and stuff like this. I can't keep up with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
He's so strong.
I'll tell you a really quick story. The Dalai Lama, Hayden, and me were in Switzerland.
I got to tell you this part though. Let me do this part. Morgan and I, we were in Switzerland with the Dalai Lama. Get going. Yep.
We went for a run.
Yes.
Okay. Around this
I
beautiful.
knew he was going to tell this one in particular. This is one of the best stories.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to Switzerland
Or run.
but it's all rocks. Okay, there's no grass.
Bro.
There is no other
No
terrain
grass in
there.
Switzerland at
There's
all.
no grass in Switzerland.
Anywhere in the country.
There's no grass in Switzerland.
It's like I'm learning so much about like how to motivate myself.
Yes.
and, like,
Shut
the
up,
work.
because we
Shut
went
up.
to Switzerland and there was
Just
no
shut up.
grass there. And me and the
Just in the place you were in or in the whole country?
when I was into the Dalai Lamas, when I
Yeah.
went to the Dalai
So
Lama's house.
did you didn't say the whole country. You can't honestly
No,
say.
no, man, it's too big. It's too big. We tried.
So there could have been grass.
Himalayas, Switzerland, Eiffel
Swiss
Tower.
Alps.
The
The
Alps.
Eiffel Tower.
No, you can tell this dude's never been to Swiss Alps.
Yeah,
Because he's never met the Dalai Lama. He's never been
It's
for a
like-
jog around the Switzerland rocks.
You know, when you've been around the world that much, like you're soaking in so many things.
Can I
like,
tell you a story?
Yeah.
Hayden opened 7 bank accounts that week, and he's never regretted it.
I've never regretted. Look, I would say this. Apart from when I was much younger, I haven't opened a bank account that I have regretted. Do you know what I mean? And
Facts,
facts.
man.
I love that about. I love that. That's. See, we're a bit older, but we love the younger jargon, the facts.
Yeah, man. You
It's
know,
like affirmative, isn't it?
I learned that one at the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Let me ask you something: savings or checking account? Morgan, you field this one. You know the answer.
Look, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those big things. Okay, how do we get there? How do we make it faster? How can we sign our checks in a way that says this is my signature, but I'm not necessarily signing off on this just yet?
There's something that we learned really early in the finance business when we first were cutting our teeth is that not to make a deal prematurely, but certainly don't make it too late. And it's really a timing thing.
Timing,
It's
yeah.
about timing. Do you know what I mean?
It's about
Timing.
It's
Timing.
timing.
It's about time.
You've got to get the exact right timing to get it right. And we you know, I buy high sometimes, sell even higher.
Yeah.
You know,
You got
That's
to.
a win.
there's so much out there about buy low, sell high. Mate, there are no rules.
It's about following the charts.
Absolutely. Follow the chart, follow your heart.
Follow the
When it
charts,
comes-
follow your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've just triggered something in me. people ask me all the time, what should I spend my money on? You know, they have these things that they go to. They call them jobs. I call it slavery.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, who came up with this
And
9
they
to
don't even
5?
give you a room and board anymore.
No. Honestly, who came up with this 9 to 5, Monday to Friday bull?
Not me.
No.
I was too busy wakeboarding, skateboarding, and murderboarding.
Yes. We were in Switzerland doing murderboarding with the Dalai Lama.
Heavy metal.
And he actually told us,
That rocks.
don't work. He said, don't work. It doesn't work.
He doesn't have a job.
No,
and
he
he's
doesn't have a
fast.
job.
Yeah. He used
doesn't
to
have a
work
job.
at the deli with the llama, but now he doesn't even have a job.
He's a sick man.
Actually, we tried llama when we were over there. Man,
Deli
mate,
llama.
it is one of the sweetest meats. Imagine, you remember those warheads? Remember warheads?
Sour
it's like
warheads.
warheads, but it's different. Yes, the sour ones and the hot ones. Oh,
it's
it's
like-
a spicy meat.
It's like having friggin' warheads in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shut up.
That's crazy.
Shut up.
Sorry,
The first
sorry.
time I knew I had a drug problem, I was snorting a line of Whiz Fizz at the age of 12,
No
and I couldn't
comment.
put it down.
No comment.
And things only got worse from there. But as long as you achieve, you can partake. That's
yeah.
what I've always said.
Yeah, look,
Right,
just
thanks.
on the subject of drugs, we might just take a little bit of a sidetrack there because I don't think
Wow.
that's really something that you or I want to get into right
Where, oh,
What
Oh,
time do
you
you get up
can't-
in the morning?
me?
Yeah.
Me personally, I get up
4
at
a.m.?
5 a.m. No,
5.
4 a.m. if I'm feeling busy.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling busy, I'm not getting
Early
up
bird
before
gets the
5.
worm.
Absolutely. It's the earliest of birds that gets the worm.
now. The earliest of birds is the bird that gets the worm.
That's right.
Look, I don't even consider it mourning
No.
because when a friend dies, it's a celebration.
It's a celebration of their life. It's a celebration of their finances. It's a celebration of their legacy in the financial world.
Well, actually, that's where you'll sell the most property is at funerals. You go up to the people and you say, "What have you been doing? This is an opportunity for change." People are self-reflecting. People are thinking about what's important in life.
You don't want to die
And-
before you
and
have your next house. That's
Inheritance
what I say.
can
That's
be
what I
flowing
say.
in those situations.
Yes,
Inheritance.
yes.
Yeah, it's all
So that's when
liquid,
you want
right.
to get people. We're talking liquid assets. We've
Yes.
got to sell grandma's home.
Yes.
I'll take a piece.
Take
I'll take a
Yes.
point off the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of liquid acids, liquid
Spoke too
Phrygian,
too soon.
That's a Freudian
It's a
slip.
Dalai Lamian
That's a
slip.
Dalai Lama slip.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's a pastrami slip.
So here's the
like
thing.
the-
Speaking of
Beatles.
liquid assets, I put 5 million into Coca-Cola last year. 10 million return.
I
That's a
think-
liquid asset.
I don't think Coca-Cola doubled last year.
It did when I was involved with it. It did when I put money in. This is the thing: is if you have the right relationships, the right connections, you can make the stocks do whatever you want, and you can find out what the stocks
You
are going
can
to.
you can manipulate the stock
You can
market.
manipulate where the stocks are going, up, down, left, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. You can get in there early. You can tell them how you want it to go, and you can dump the stocks before they lose value. You can get
and what's the
information-
legality on manipulating
100%
stock?
legal.
I'll field this.
100% legal.
I'll field this one. Shut up. This man knows exactly what he's talking about when he's talking about diverting stocks, when he's talking about insider trading. He's not talking about doing anything wrong.
They call it insider trading, right? And that's obviously that's illegal. But
Right.
there's what we do is sort of like early understanding trading, understand or sort of infiltrated information trading, where you've got the information from within a source, a source close to, a person close to the source of the business, and you understand whether the business is in a position where they might make more money later on in that financial year, and then you buy stocks before that happens.
Pay
That is
attention.
not insider trading. That is prior knowledge trading, and that is what we have been doing for years. And anyone can
'Cause
do
you're
this.
inside.
Exactly.
You're
Well, it's not
inside.
inside though.
No.
It's sort of
But
like
from the
prior
outside.
knowledge.
Listen,
It's
listen,
prior knowledge
listen.
trading,
Prior
and that's what we
knowledge,
do.
and they're not on the outside.
Right.
They're
so
getting it
it's
from within. I
Well,
can say
it's sort
that.
of you wouldn't say that it's within. That's sort of like saying, well, am I going to wakeboard today or am I going to skateboard? I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with murderboarding. Waterboard today. That's the kind of that's what I'm actually. You asked about when I get up in the morning.
Yes.
Yes. I'm so glad you asked that question. I'm a little bit upset that you're not asking it now because now I've got the answer to it. But
I can ask
when
again.
I wake up, really honestly, the first thing I'm
Have you
thinking
guys done
is
something
it
to
going
my
to
mic?
be
Do I sound-
wakeboarding or is it going to be surfboarding? And that's the only thing on my mind. And then finances kicks in while I'm out on either on the skateboard in the surf or on the wakeboard out on the park.
First in, last to leave. That's how you leave an impression on the business you work for. But anyone can get up at 4 a.m. and start grinding. What time are you going to bed? Because I want to be first in bed and first up. So I'm going to bed 3 p.m.
Look, this is the same question you asked before, but you've just asked it in the opposite way. Okay, when do I go to bed? When do I wake up in the morning? Right. Again, this is if you subscribe to the concept of time being a real thing. Time is money, boys and girls. Clue up to it, get involved, and actually start planning your friggin' life. Excuse my French.
Time is money, and I've got a lot of money.
Right, so you must...
Yeah.
And I continue making it every day.
Okay, so you sort of have this. It's interesting the approach that you take because you hear what we're saying, and we see this a lot in business.
Right.
Declan's been our protege now for I would say 6 to 12 months now. I mean, look at him. Look at this guy. Look at what you have sitting beside you here. Would he have been wearing a tie clip 6 months ago? I would wager
Nope.
no.
No, not a tie clip, not even a typhoon.
Probably not
Let
even
me
a
tell you what I was
typhoon.
doing 6 months ago, and
Go
it
ahead.
starts with the word whiz fizz, and it ends with too many bags of the fucking stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry for my fucking French.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah. And look, we pulled him out of a very difficult spot, and this is what we'll do in finances.
The way you guys pulled me out of that gutter sent me into CEOs' buildings to find insider information that then you could trade
Well,
on.
it's,
Changed
again, it's
my
not
life.
insider though, is it? It's
Okay,
not
but
prior
I'm just saying I
knowledge.
went inside the building. I'm not using any legal terms here.
Yeah.
He made it in, and that's when you're on that grind, you're grinding for it. Like my dad always told me, you want to have the same amount of money as your phone number. You want that exact amount, and it's hard. You got to keep spending.
Your father sounds like a wise man.
Yeah.
A wise man.
Yeah.
A wise man. It's Mitch, is it?
Yeah,
Mitch, what's your portfolio looking like at the moment? Actually, this would be good. I don't know if this podcast usually does this kind of thing, but Mitch, you could, if you'll allow me, and pardon my French, if you'll allow me to pardon my French,
Wow.
maybe we could use you as a case reference, a case study, even as it were, on prior knowledge trading.
This is
and
good.
you can tell us what's in your portfolio now. And Morgan and me were kind of like, have you seen that show? What's it called? Dragons for
Dragons
for Hire. Dragons for Hire.
Dragons Forte.
Dragons for Hire.
Where it's you. You tell us what's in, and we tell you whether we're interested.
Yeah,
so what's in your portfolio, Mitch?
Okay.
And pardon my French.
So if I opened it up, it would say blockchain, 100%.
Okay, so that's a good start. That is, Declan, you've been studying under us for, it's been a couple of years now. What do you say, just off the bat, off Mitch's first foray into blockchain, what do you think? Is that the right place to start?
When I was a kid, I wanted to work at Google. And I said I'd do anything to get my foot in the door.
Yes.
When I was 13 years old,
Jesus.
I went to Google's campus in Silicon Valley,
Oh.
put my foot in the door, held it for about 7 seconds before I got removed from security. But I had my foot in the door, and that's how my journey started.
And that's important. And blockchain plays into that as well, because blockchain is an emerging technology. It is emergent technology, and it is going to be a big deal, I believe.
Think about it like Lego. You want as many pieces as possible because you want to build a pyramid.
Yes. Now, pardon my French. Have you seen any return on that yet?
I've seen it trickle down like a pyramid would.
That's good.
It's feeding the kids.
Now, pyramids are not made of wood. Pyramids are made of triangular bricks
We don't know
stacked on
who
top of
made
each.
them.
Shut up for a second.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
We don't know who
Wait, hang
made
on.
them.
Shut up for
and
a
we
second.
don't know what they were made out of.
Wait.
We don't.
Wait. So
They'll
you're
tell
saying
ya.
You know what
They'll
I'm
tell
starting.
ya.
You know what I'm starting to learn about you, Declan. You are the real rat in this rat race, and I'd like to cheers you
Yes.
for that.
Cheers.
I'd like to cheers you for that.
Morgan doesn't throw that term around willy-nilly.
He doesn't
or
call
Willie
everyone
Nelson.
a rat.
He
does
doesn't. He doesn't call Willie Nelson.
I don't call anyone Willie Nelson. Mitch, I really think you could take a lead from Declan here and what he's doing. Just have a look at the way that he's presenting himself. He's got a vertically striped silver suit. This is the way.
Armani.
This is Armani.
right.
And you know what that sounds like? Money.
Shut up. Shut up. No,
I
shut up.
told him that.
The facts.
I told him to say that.
No,
Yeah.
No, you
No,
didn't.
he did. I heard him
Well,
say
would you
that.
have a look in your breast pocket? Maybe you'll find something.
Did somebody say breasts? Pocket.
God. Oh
Oh
God.
God! And, what I might call out before we return to your portfolio, and pardon my French, is that we can tell a lot about status by the four men standing or sitting in this room right now. Is that we've got an aspiring money man looking to further, not just diversify his portfolio, but add portfolios and diversify individual portfolii, right? And that's why he is dressed as such. We've got a keen observer, a
Right.
learner,
Yeah.
and then what you both can probably see, the relaxed nature of the way that Morgan and I are dressed, the way that we command ourselves in a situation. We have passed this echelon, okay? We have gotten to the point where we like to relax. We're chill. We do like to waterboard people.
Do you remember when you made your first million?
It was
And you-
casual.
Jeez,
and you-
oh,
Yeah,
can I remember
exactly.
that far along?
I remember thinking that was such a goal. And by the time I got it, I realized my whole family hated me. I had no friends.
Yeah.
I was completely addicted to business
Yes.
and I needed more.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how the truth comes out when you attain success?
Yeah.
The people around you start to get jealous because of all of the times that you've tread all over them.
And
Yeah.
because they're dirty people,
they're-
man. They
you're-
don't have that money glow.
They're
I
jealous.
remember-
They're
This is it,
jealous
this
of the
is it.
fact that you don't go to their birthday parties or family
Yeah.
gatherings. They're jealous of it.
I remember
they're jealous
when I
that
got
you're,
my
you're a
first-
gross person that takes advantage of everyone around you. They're
Dude,
jealous.
losers.
They're jealous.
They're
of it.
jealous.
I've
that
got a
you
good story
slept
on
with
this.
Your brother's wife.
So
You
when
know
I
what
hit
mean? Like,
10
they're
million
jealous
and
of
I
that.
got it gold plated onto my Lamborghini, it just said 10 millionaire. I was driving around and I saw someone that I had maybe stepped over to get where I needed to be.
Haters.
They were
Collateral
so
damage.
jealous to
Love
me.
this.
The way that they said, you ripped me off, you stole from me, you lied to me, you ruined my family. And I'm like, it's just success, okay? You can't hate success. It's not good or bad.
Exactly.
It's just jealousy, man. It's
Yes.
just like these dick riders, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like
Don't
they-
get, don't
And
get
he'll-
carried
he'll-
away, all right?
he'll-
You're getting a
he'll-
bit too carried away.
Yeah.
I have that heart.
But
Yes.
that's it, Mitchell. That's it. You have to adopt the attitude before you can attain success. So thinking forward into the
Facts.
future, you actually have to project forward your goals. What do you want for yourself? How many units do you want to own? Okay, how many units of those that you own do you want to be living in? Probably only one or two or
Right.
three, or maybe even 4 or 5 of them. But as long as you
you
have
wanna-
those, as long as you have those things in mind, you can probably get them. But you have to have the idea first. So what's your idea?
Well, my idea is
Your
to
idea is to have as much property as possible.
yeah,
Am I
as much
right?
property
Am I
as-
right?
It's basic monopoly.
Okay, so how are you going to do that? What's the first step?
You buy-
Well, you're going to buy as much property as you can. So how much capital do you have at the moment?
Probably-
you don't have that much capital.
Don't have that.
He doesn't
much.
have any
He doesn't
capital.
have any capital.
Doesn't
That's
have
the
enough.
problem.
Doesn't have any
That-
capital.
You can't start without
So
capital.
it's like interviewing for a job.
Fuck.
Have you ever been in this experience before?
I've
You're
seen them.
being interviewed for a job, and they say,
Hot seat.
"What's your experience?"
They say hot seat,
They say, "Hot seat."
and then they say, "What's your experience?"
What's your
Like any
experience?
situation, it's a negotiation. So what you want to do, if they ask you a
listen,
question,
listen to
you
this.
flip it.
Listen
you
to
flip it straight
Declan.
back.
Right.
Listen to what Declan's going to say
This is
here,
what we're
because his
saying.
words of wisdom.
Right.
So they say, what's your experience? I take a second. I go, it's an interesting question. What was yours when you took the position? And before they answer, you say, huh, well, mine's more than that.
That's boss shit. That's boss shit.
Very good.
But
Finance.
The other
and-
thing you can do is just unzip your pants and show them your dick. That will freak them out.
shows them you know how to do business
Get property.
ad hoc.
Yeah,
on
me,
the spot.
Show me, dick. Get property.
Property and finance are a fickle game, okay? It's a balancing act. And it's very fickle, all right? So you could be one day dealing primarily in property and houses, and then the next day you could have moved on to something else because it's not a fickle game. It's not fickle.
This is not
You've
fickle.
got to, do you know
Solid.
what I mean? It's a solid. You've got to build the foundations. You don't build a house from the ceiling down. You don't put the house's ceiling on the floor. You don't do
You
it.
said it's not fickle. I tweeted this once.
Yes.
It's not fickle, but it is a pickle.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
We don't
salty and
use
sweet.
Twitter
Yeah.
anymore because, again, of the higher sort of echelon that we've reached.
Too
But
many
I do remember when we
restrictions.
had to use it. No, not enough restrictions.
Right.
Yeah.
Too unbridled.
Exactly.
And you know what?
Well,
it was when I tweeted that I realized Twitter was shadow banning me and silencing my voice because not a single person liked that tweet.
this happened to Rogan, didn't it?
This,
When we were-
this happened to Rogan.
This happened to Rogan.
And it happened to Dalai Lama. Quick exercise, everybody. Let's
Right.
do it, okay?
we run this at our training courses. We
Right,
do.
right.
Morgan runs this best.
We do
I mean,
this-
I run it the best, but Morgan runs it the best.
Well, Hayden oftenly does it best. I oftenly do it so much more. And sometimes what will happen is I'll actually have Hayden out in the audience as a plant, and I'll get him up on stage.
It is hard. They do recognise me from my appearances on Rogan.
Yeah. But we CGI him so he looks totally different on stage. You can't tell the difference. Anyway, I run this exercise.
That was one of the big stocks that I first jumped in. CGI, computer graphical intimacy, is one of the first stocks that I knew that was going to have a inflection point, and I jumped on just before they told me that the inflection point was. That's how I had it was a stab in the dark.
We founded Cool Graphics Incorporated with no knowledge as to whether it was going to be used in Toy Story 2.
We didn't know that,
But there it was.
but they told
Legendary.
us that it was going to.
Yeah,
They told us.
Legendary
That's why we purchased the company.
All right, quick exercise.
And Morgan runs these. He always runs these the hardest.
All right, quick exercise, everybody. We're going to do a cold call, okay? You call me, bring, and try to sell me a little bit of Glengarry real estate.
Hey, yeah, because that's some boss shit, man. That's
Is that how
boss
you're gonna?
shit.
Is that how you're gonna start the call?
Yeah.
Is that
We're
how
on-
you're gonna
we're
start
on,
the
mate.
call?
We've
Yeah, I mean,
started.
that's.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
All right.
I guess maybe I'll buy some fucking. What are you selling to me? What are you selling to me? Go on. Go.
I'm selling dreams, man. I'm selling money,
Okay.
bro.
Ring. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How can I help you?
You've already
See,
made a
you've
mistake.
You've already lost.
See, I
It's
got
been
in my
3
head, man. I
seconds.
got in my head, bro. Oh,
What
okay.
you want to do
All right.
is you want to scream the name of the item you're selling within 3 seconds of the call starting. Because
Scream
you've
it.
lost them otherwise.
Scream it.
Let me try. Morgan,
Okay.
ready?
All right. You call me.
Bring, bring.
Hello, Morgan Quinn
I'm
Incorporated.
selling a condo.
Holy shit. How can I get in on this?
Can I get in on this condo as well? That sounds really good. I heard you from the other room. That was a loud phone call. I heard everything. Morgan doesn't put things on speakerphone like that usually. Morgan, was that on speakerphone?
Look, that one was
And
loud.
then there you go. Now you're sold. Not only are you sold, but you're up
I've
the river.
sold 2 just with that because I spoke loudly.
Right, so the key is volume.
yeah. People.
Like,
Moving volume and yelling volume.
That's
Stocks,
right. It's a numbers game
loudness.
and it's a loudness game as
And
well.
it's a
Right.
decibels game.
This
Absolutely.
is a tribal thing that we're talking about now. This is primitive. Okay?
Ancient.
Right.
Ancient.
Drums.
Ancient Egypt. Okay, the Dalai Lama, who doesn't speak all that often, but when he does, screams.
And he doesn't
his-
speak all that English.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He
Speak,
doesn't speak all that English.
He speaks. He doesn't speak all that English.
He doesn't speak all that
He
English.
speaks fluent Swiss. He
Yeah.
learned it from the. He learned it from the rocks.
He learned it from the Alps.
He learned it from the
He
Alps.
was in the Alps, and that's how he learned it.
but
But boy, he can lift.
basically, what he
So
would,
big.
what he
He's
would
huge.
He's huge.
on
man.
our
Big
on
man
our,
on
on our
campus.
last year-long retreat in Switzerland with the Dalai Lama, where we did two
Yeah.
Yeah.
two
we did
wakeboarding
two.
sessions.
Two.
We did 2 wakeboarding sessions free
But
of
every
charge.
morning as well.
Yeah.
So we did 2.
Well, we did
But
2
every morning we did them.
But he used to tell us, if you speak louder than anyone else in the room, people will pay attention. Okay.
Actions speak louder than words, but louder words speak louder than quieter words. I've always said that.
No, but what is true is that if you speak loud, people will pay attention. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good publicity is bad publicity. Bad publicity is bad publicity. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Stocks will come and stocks will go and stocks will rise and stocks will fall. But one thing that will be consistent is that I will be making money off of those stocks.
It's
That's
primitive.
a nursery rhyme.
That's
I sing that
gravity.
to my children as they go to sleep. And when they don't fall asleep, I just fuck off to the pub.
Mitch,
primitive.
I've got something for you. Everyone needs a guru. Everyone needs a mentor.
Sorry, did you say Gru?
Everyone needs a guru.
Guru.
the
Guru from Minions?
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying guru. The hoodoo guru.
that guy was his own boss.
Yes. But what you need to shut up, okay? You need to, because I'm giving advice here.
You've got to understand the hierarchy of the room, all right?
Yes.
You have to understand the way information flows
And look,
as information
someone told me to
is
shut
needed.
up recently, and it hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie, it did. But you know what? You do need to
shut up,
the
shut up, Declan.
I've got to know.
I do actually want to make a very stupid comment. So if I could just have the room.
Sure. Shut
You
up.
need a guru.
You
You,
can
need a
have the room,
mentor.
but I'll take the property.
Okay, no, stop. No, you need to stop. Okay,
All right,
so what I'm
no,
trying to
no,
say
no,
is,
Be careful, okay?
what I'm trying to
All
say
right?
is,
there's-
people
there's-
talk too much.
There's a point where
people
the
talk
joke-
too much. These guys, they need to go on a silent retreat. Me and you, Mitch, we need to go on a violent retreat.
See, this is what I'm saying. Get those animal instincts out. That's
Declan,
business.
don't you think
If
he's
you
a
haven't
little
killed
too
something,
young
can you
at
really-
this stage?
It's true.
Fuck
Is he
something.
there yet?
He's a little green. He's a little green. He hasn't reached maturity yet.
My favorite color.
Money.
For
Yes.
2 reasons.
I'm
One-
honest. I'm green. I'm all about them Benjamins.
Yes.
Honey bands.
He'll get there. He will get there.
The United State dollar.
We're running our violent retreats yearly now, but I don't think that he's ready for it quite yet. You, definitely not there.
Not even
Have you been to any finance related retreats or group thinks or mind hives before or mastermind?
Yeah.
4 in a row. Connect 4.
There's a few, they when you're trying to sell honey, you got to be stinging bit like a bee, you know. So they sting
Float
you like a bee.
honey, sting like a bee.
Oh, you talking about Harvey's bee retreat?
Yeah.
Yes, we've done that as well. Yeah.
It didn't.
It's
last
not-
one
look,
was it was good.
Harvey's a good bloke. He's a good bloke.
Yeah.
But, his heart's in the right place.
Retrovision, Harvey Norman, Dick Smith.
I got a question for you two.
Finally.
You guys are working so hard.
Thank
mate,
you.
stacking so many Benjamins.
Thank you.
Do you ever see your kids?
Do you want to provide a good time for your kids, or do you want to provide for your kids?
Right.
Right. You can't always take them to Disneyland. You got to.
you never take
you
them.
see them. You
Shut
see-
up! I'm here
No,
for a
yeah.
good. I'm here for a good time, not any other times.
I'm here from 9 to 5, and it's a good time between those hours, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, that's
and,
sick.
And the thing about kids is they're not going to help grow your portfolio. So what? Do you know what I
They
mean?
can't even work. You only live once,
Yes, you do.
regardless of what the fucking Dalai Lama says.
If to borrow something from the youngin in the room,
Ah.
facts.
Mitch, you described yourself before this. What would you call it? Sort of a
Soiree.
Seminar.
a soiree,
Sort
a
of
seminar.
a personal seminar because you are hosting us. You guys are hosting us on your podcast.
Well, that's what
are
we
the
do.
Guests.
We get the big fish
Yes.
on the line.
Who else have you had on here?
We've had Rogan.
Grant
Rogie.
Cardone.
We've had Grant
Grant
Denier.
No, how about this? How about this? You say a name, and we'll describe in one word. Our
Each,
thoughts
one
and-
word
our
each.
thoughts and
So
feelings.
Morgan go
Yeah,
first.
I'll go
you
first.
second.
and
I've
then
got one if
I'll do a
you want.
descriptive
Yeah.
word. He'll do a noun.
All right, ready? Mark Cuban.
Silly,
Bugger.
All right, Elon Musk.
silly.
Bugger.
All right, let's flip it up and go Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon.
Madness.
Ensues.
All right, let's get a real hustler. Let's get Donald Trump, the big guy with the hand.
The Don. the
Okay,
Don.
I'll take the whole thing. Born to be wild.
Yeah, like surfing.
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 I want to hear the
Serving that
story
blockchain.
about how you two met Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street.
So we've all
This one
seen
always
the
drives
Wolf.
me crazy.
We've all seen the Wolf of Wall
This
Street.
one drives
Actually,
him crazy. He's never heard the end. He's never heard the end of it.
They never finish the story. They'll get started and they'll just do this.
Jordan Belfort. So you're all familiar with the novel Wolfenstein,
Yeah.
and the TV show. I think a 7-part series with Leonardo DiCaprio. Pardon my friend, Krabby Man. In the Wolf strikes at midnight. Both great films, even though only one of them's a book. And so we saw the films. We thought, hang on, this guy has the same kind of great heaving energy that we have, and we want to get to know him. So we meet up with Jordan when he was still in prison, close to being released. 5 days out. We had a sit down with him. We had a chat, and he said, "Hey, I'll do my impression.
Hey, when I get out of here, we should go do some insider trading together."
And and we were down for that.
That's the seed.
5 days later, fast forward, we're waterboarding out at Guantanamo Bay, and who walks in the door but Jordan Belfort? And they call him Belfort for a couple of reasons. One, it's similar to what his actual name is, and two, he wears belts on his feet, and boy, can he smack him down at Guantanamo.
Oh my god! And you got to remember, this is the guy who directed Walls of Wolf Creek.